perhaps you have read this. When something good happens, travel to celebrate. If something bad happens, travel to forget it. If nothing happens, travel to make something happen. People travel for different reasons. For some, it's the panoramic landscapes and views, sights and attractions, while others for the history and culture. Or perhaps it's the arts, sports, and entertainment. For a certain group, it's content for Instagram, Reels, or YouTube. And for others, it's gastronomy and culinary arts. Or simply to meet people that can become friends and family. But what if I tell you that there's a place that has it all and will make you feel at home, that stays in your heart long after you've left? And this city is Lisbon. In this video, I will show you the many things to see and do, including where we ate and where we stayed in this beautiful and cool city. First, see the beauty of Lisbon from above through the many viewpoints and observation decks to get a bird's eye view and orientation of the central neighborhoods of the city. Go to one or more of the many viewpoints. For us, we went to 8 and all are free except 2. We did not go to all of these in one day, but I will include our Portugal itinerary on the description below. But in this video, we will focus on Lisbon. One of the viewpoints is Elevador de Santa Justa, which will take you from the flat Baixa neighborhood or lower town to the Chiado and Bairro Alto or upper town. This elegant neo-Gothic iron tower was designed by an engineer from Porto who was a student of Gustave Eiffel, and the rooftop offers a 360-degree view of the city. This can be a tourist trap, so here's my tip. That's the Elevador de Santa Justa or the Santa Justa lift. There's the line and you gotta pay a certain amount just to get to the top. There's a way to get up there without paying. So this is Rua do Carmo. We go uphill a little bit and then we turn right at Rua Garret. Behind me is a big mall called Almazén do Chiado. So I'm now on Rua Garret and now we're turning Largo de Carmo. That's the Carmo Convent, and then you go on the side to Casa Portuguesa de Pastel de Bacalhau, and you take this stairs here. That's the way to the elevator. We don't have to pay, but if you want to go up to the platform there, you have to pay like 150, I believe, euro. So if you take the lift, you're gonna be confined in that small elevator, and then it just goes up to here and then it goes back down. I think you have to purchase round trip. But now we're gonna go to the top, the viewpoint, so that we have a 360-degree view. I don't think we can go up to the viewpoint because nobody's here, but this is good enough here. So down below is the Baixa neighborhood, and then on that side, that's the Alfama, and then over here is Chiado and Bairro Alto. Another viewpoint is the Arco da Rua Augusta. It was built to commemorate the city's reconstruction after the 1755 earthquake. It is overlooking the largest square in Lisbon, Praça do Comercio, and Rio Tejo or Tagus River. And it also provides a sweeping view of the central neighborhoods of the city. The bright yellow buildings that surrounds the square hold a few government offices, several restaurants, a winery, and one of the hottest Lisbon nightclubs. The statue at the center of the square is that of King Jose I, who gave control of the government to his chief minister, Marquês de Pombal. A popular observation deck for Instagrammers is Miradouro de Santa Luzia. It offers views of the old Alfama neighborhood and the Tagus River. It's a landscape tourist and one of the city's most romantic spots that is located next to the Church of Saint Lucy. Just a few steps away is Miradouro das Portas do Sol. Miradouro de São Pedro de Alcântara is another view terrace, this time in the Bairro Alto neighborhood or high town. This is located at the top of Elevador de Gloria funicular. Before exploring Bairro Alto, admire the beauty of Lisbon from a different angle. Across the Rio Tejo is Cristo Rei statue, or Christ the King. It's a huge 330-foot concrete statue of Christ that overlooks Lisbon with an outstretched arms to bless the city. This statue is a replica of the one in Rio de Janeiro, in the former Portuguese colony of Brazil. This is both a sanctuary and pilgrimage site. A chapel inside holds regular Sunday masses. An elevator will take you to the top for a panoramic view. Edward VII Park at the north end of Avenida La Liberdade provides a commanding view from the modern city stretching down to the historic core and farther down to the Tagus River. Miradouro de Jorge, which is inside Castelo de São Jorge or St. George Castle on top of the Alfama neighborhood. This viewpoint takes us to the next must-visit in Lisbon: castles, ruins, and historic sites. After taking in the view of Lisbon from the Miradouro de São Jorge, explore the rest of the castle. The oldest part of this castle has been fortified by various peoples such as the Visigoth, Romans, and eventually the Moors, before this was taken over with the first Portuguese king. It was later dedicated to St. George I, the patron saint of England, to commemorate the Anglo-Portuguese Pact, dating from 1371, and became the royal palace until one was built in today's Comercio Square. Have a relaxing walk through the gardens and admire the strolling peacocks in this oasis of peace. One piece of advice: purchase the admission ticket to the castle online to avoid the long lines at the ticket office. If you are in the Chiado district, don't forget to visit the ruins of the Convento do Carmo. About 5 miles west of downtown Lisbon is the Belem district, which has many important sites. A reminder, in Portugal was once Europe's wealthiest power during the time of Vasco da Gama and his company. Belem district was the sending off point for voyages in the age of discovery. This cloister is so beautiful. This is my favorite here in this building. So we're entering the chapel, the site of the original chapel where Vasco da Gama and the other sailors will pray before they set sail to India. So what do you think?
It was very impressive and full of history.
This is Padreo dos Descobrimentos. It's a monument that celebrates the age of discovery or age of exploration. And if you'll notice on this side, the fifth statue from Henry, the one with the ring, is Ferdinand Magellan. It was Ferdinand Magellan together with his crew and the religious orders that introduced Christianity to the Philippines. Ferdinand Magellan gifted the local chieftain statue of the little child Jesus. We call it Santo Niño de Cebu, as he landed in Cebu, Philippines. So from then on, our devotion to Senior Santo Niño, of the little child Jesus, spread throughout the country, and Filipinos who traveled to different parts of the world brought with them that devotion to Senior Santo Niño. In fact, us in the US, in our state, North Carolina, we celebrate the annual feast of Senior Santo Niño every January, and we have the Sinolog. So Jeronimos Monastery, the Age of Discovery Monument, and Tower of Belem are just so close together. So this is Torre de Belem, or Belem Tower, which serves as a point of embarkation and disembarkation for Portuguese explorers and as a ceremonial gateway to Lisbon. After working up an appetite with all those walking in the streets of Lisbon, head to the many pastry shops and restaurants offering the best of Lisbon's gastronomy. With Lisbon's location along the Atlantic coast, it is known for the delicious seafood. It can be daunting to find which ones are the best, so we'll make it easier for you. These are our recommendations. First, let's go for something sweet. You can't come to Lisbon without tasting their famous Portuguese custard tarts called Pastel de Nata or Pasteis de Nata. With the many Pasteis de Nata shops, which one to choose? We recommend the two best for us: Manteigaria, Fábrica de Pasteis de Nata. How does it taste like?
It's really good. That's so sweet.
It's creamy, and then the crust is crunchy and flaky. I can eat a lot of this. And Pasteis de Belem. We're now here at Pasteis de Belem. So beautiful, the caramelization on top.
Yeah. We'll put it next to
It's so crunchy and flaky and creamy. This is so good. Before heading to the Time Out Market, you can check out Pink Street, which is a short walk away for your Instagram photo. Unfortunately, when we went there, it was raining, but they also have some restaurants that you can choose from. If you like food halls, Time Out Market is for you, which is great for a meal or as one-stop shop for culinary souvenirs. Lisbon and the Algarve region has the most famous mouth-watering piri-piri chicken with piri-piri sauce from peppers that originated from two Portuguese colonies, Angola and Mozambique. The two best piri-piri chicken for us is Bom Jardim and Frangasqueria Nacional. Make your seat reservations in advance. Frangasqueria is more of a takeout, for they only have 2 tables available to reserve. For the many seafood places, Marisqueira, Cervejaria Romero, and Pinocchio are our best. But you can also splurge a little bit in Cervejaria Liberdade after shopping at the high-end boutique stores along Avenida da Liberdade. For more restaurants, cafes, bars and clubs, shops and galleries, head to the LX Factory. It is located in the far west of the city with an entrance that is just below the 25th of April bridge. If you're an architecture lover, visit one of the many churches in Lisbon. So this is the Church of Saint Anthony, in Portuguese Igreja São António. Saint Anthony is the patron saint of Lisbon, Portugal, and it's so surreal because Saint Anthony is so close and dear to me. He is our patron saint where we grow up in the Philippines. In fact, the name of our street is San Antonio Street. And also my mom, when we were small, she assigned each of my siblings patron saint. My brother is Saint Anthony, mine was Saint Thomas Aquinas, and my sister also has a saint, I just forgot. This is the same Saint Anthony of Padua or Padova. He was born here, so I had goosebumps when I went down the place where Antonio was born. He is called Saint Anthony of Padua because he worked in Padua and he died there, Padua, Italy. The Church of Saint Anthony, and behind it is the Lisbon Cathedral. I'm so happy right now. Whether you're a soccer fan or not and you can't attend a game, it is good to visit a sports bar and be with the locals. Fortunately, with us, we were there during the FIFA World Cup. We watched a game between Portugal and Ghana in a bar owned by Portugal's very own Cristiano Ronaldo. I tell you, it was a whole lot of fun. A fun way to sightseeing through the streets of Lisbon is to ride the famous Tram 28 that passes through the popular tourist districts of Alfama, Baixa, Estrela, and Graça. Experience an evening with FADO, the folk music of Lisbon's rustic neighborhood. There is so much to see and do in Lisbon that we were not able to do, which is a good reason to go back in the near future. But for a first-timer in Lisbon, those that I've mentioned are highly recommended. As for our Lisbon accommodation, we stayed in 2 different hotels. The first one, before we went to the Algarve, is Hotel Borges Chiado. Behind us is our hotel, Hotel Borges Chiado. So we are here in the Chiado district. So we booked the triple room and it is right in the middle of the action. There are 3 beds, single bed and then double bed, and spacious cabinets, the floor-to-ceiling windows facing Rua Garret. So we are in the Chiado district. This is the fashion district, and there's the Baixa Chiado metro, and there's the Brasileira de Chiado. It's so nice waking up in the morning. This is our alarm, the church bell. The second accommodation after we came back from the Algarve is Residentas Aurea, our private luxury apartment located in the Baixa district.
Hello. This is so nice. This is an apartment. It's so pretty. This is the master suite.
We really love both accommodations, and we consider them a home away from home and are very affordable, and has made our experience in Lisbon very unforgettable.
Then we're here. The toilet, the most important room in every home. What you got there, Line?
Well, we have here a rose wine. I think this is a VIP perk from the hotel.
That's it for now. See you in Algarve, Sintra, Porto in our other videos. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video will be released. Thank you for watching and have a very blessed day.